Mary, Mary, why you bugging? Mary, Mary, do you need some loving? Y'all, what is going on with Mary Cosby? Now, before y'all answer that, let me rewind that back. Let me not ask that question. We know probably what's going on with Mary, right? We know Mary can be abrasive. Mary can be gruff. Mary is a pastor. She's supposed to lead with love. Mary has moments. Mary is very lucid when she is in the position of leader, right? We see that she, and I'm talking Mary from Salt Lake City, y'all. Mary Cosby from Salt Lake City. I'm sorry. And welcome to another YouTube video for Weigo Podcast. I'm your girl, Taria. Weigo Podcast, aka What Else Is Going On podcast. You can find it wherever you find your podcast. Now let's talk about Mary Cosby from Salt Lake City. For those of you that are watching, you know who Mary is. Those of you who were not watching, Mary is the Black woman on Salt Lake City. She did the first 2 seasons, I believe, as a full-time housewife, or was it the first 3? Black woman, married to her step grandfather. Yeah, y'all heard that right, in case you haven't heard the story. So basically, her grandmother amassed all of this money. She's a pastor, owned restaurants, owned daycares, owned different businesses, had all these homes. So Mary grew up with her grandmother providing a good lifestyle for her. And when her grandmother was, I guess, dying, I think, she wanted to keep the money in the family. Mary's mother said she was the one that was supposed to marry the man who would be her stepdaddy, because I believe she was old. Mary's mother was older because Mary was around. I don't think she was a baby, but she was younger. But it ended up being Mary was the chosen one by the grandma to marry the step grandpappy to keep the money in the family. So we know, of course, that plays into a lot of, I believe that plays into a lot of things that go on with Mary. But whenever Mary is put in a position, like she'll say off the wall stuff. And I know that her first couple of seasons, almost like a nervous tick or something, right? Just blurt stuff out. Now I think she's liking the housewife life, doing her hair, getting better wigs. She's always been into clothing, purses, shoes, all that. And I think that she tried to fill the emptiness that I believe she was feeling married to Robert Sr., because before she married Robert Sr., she was actually dating someone in Utah. There was a whole story about it. She was dating an alleged big time dealer, if you know what I mean, dealer. But then she was summoned to marry the step grandpappy. So I believe she used material things to try to fill this hole. But we know that Mary can be not nice. Mary reminded me of a lot of older Black women that I knew, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I feel like whenever Mary felt like she was in the position of leader, she would often, like when we would see her with the ladies when she's giving good advice, she would give good advice, right? So yeah, well, Mary, quite contrary, child. I blame Carlos J. Harris for sending me this. I blame him. I said, oh, Mary, what's going on? Let's get into why we are down here talking about Mary. And just, I think it was last week, and I meant to come down and show y'all the video and talk about it, but I can't remember where I saw it, but there was, I think, an Instagram story maybe of Mary and Angie K, the one that wore the big glasses, together. And it was like, they were together and it was like, my bestie and all. And now, and at the reunion, Mary did say she liked Angie K because she could take her toughness, because Mary was a friend of this season, but allegedly she's back full time. Mary was a friend of last season. Allegedly she's back full time. But anyway, so I was going to come down here and talk to y'all about Mary and Angie K. Filming must be going good because allegedly Meredith and Mary had unfollowed each other. And we know Meredith was riding for Mary. So like, what's going on? Are alliances switching? What's happening? Child, then this news hits the page 6 today. Mary Cosby allegedly calls Lisa Barlow's son 12 the R word amid RHOSLC production. Mary Cosby allegedly called Lisa Barlow's 12-year-old son Henry the R word in a heated argument amid production for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 5, multiple sources exclusively claim to page 6. One insider claims that the offensive remark was made during a crazy fight that took place between the women earlier this month, noting that Barlow's castmates, including returning stars Heather Gay, Whitney Rose, Meredith Marks, and Angie Katsanevas, were perturbed by Mary's part in the exchange. The entire cast was beyond grossed out by Cosby's alleged use of the slur, the source explains. A separate insider emphasizes that the Vita Tequila businesswoman, 49, who shares Henry, affectionately nicknamed Baby Gorgeous, and his older sibling, Jack, 19, with husband John Barlow, was very upset with Cosby, 51, for the alleged affront on her son. It says, however, a third source tells Page Six that Lisa and Cosby have since put the dispute behind them, pointing out that both ladies are currently filming for a cash trip in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Child, I know they're glad Jen Shah is gone off that show, because when she was being charged, she couldn't leave the country. I don't even know if she can leave the state. So now they can do the cash trips and things. They made amends over the situation and are moving on, the insider shares. It's unclear what prompted Cosby's alleged verbal attack on Lisa's youngest child, or if the incident will make it to air when RHO SLC returns to Bravo. Page Six has reached out to reps for Lisa and Cosby and Bravo for comment. Baby girl, if this is true, so out of pocket and unacceptable. And she better be glad Lisa, we're not advocating for hands, but you're talking about that lady's son and calling him the R word. Like, what would, again, I'll go back to saying I have liked Mary in the past, and I don't dislike her now. Very disappointed if this is true, like extremely disappointed. Like, come on, Mary, of all the things. And we don't know the argument, so we need to see how it plays out. I know Carlos J. Harris had tweeted that, like, basically, I was trying to find the tweet. We need to see how this plays out first. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. He said, we watch Housewives for escapism, not this. Talking about, so he tweeted the article about Mary, and he said, we watch Housewives for escapism, not this. I will wait until we see the, in parentheses, edited footage to see how it went down before giving my opinion. Let's not forget Lisa wasn't the loudest deflector at the reunion when racism was discussed. Who? So then I retweeted and said, oh, Mary, this is not it. If this is true, my God, on today. And then Carlos said, I love that we have talked at length on your show about Mary and the RHOSLC women, because it's a lot and we're still standing on what we said. Exactly. So I don't dislike Mary for this, but I can say if she said this, like, girl, you deserve, if not hands, Lisa had better went upside you and down. But then again, we don't know the argument. I can't imagine what the argument could be, though, for you to call your castmate or any woman's child the R word, for that matter, or any man's child or your own child, that word at all, period. Like, that's an absolute no-no. So I'm not here for that. So we'll get to see the edited footage. If it doesn't, I'm interested to see what'll happen if we don't see it. And will it be brought up, like maybe further down the line, like at the season 5 reunion, or if it will be talked about in interviews. If we do see it, child, Mary, you better hold on to your wig, because let me tell you, the folks is already be on your neck and your throat. Some of us, and by us, I don't mean us, some of us do be on her neck, but child, them other ones, they be on Mary, and this is not going to help, baby girl. This was, I hope this is not true. I truly hope, Mary, I hope this is not true. But if it is true, Mary, then you probably going to deserve everything that may be coming to you. Because again, if you called my child the R word, I'd have to remember that I was grown and remember that we're not fighting, but you would have to get something. My mouth. Candace times 100 is what you would get. I would drag your entire family. I would. All of them. Probably even the ones that aren't here. I'm just saying. So we hope that this isn't true. But if it is, so I guess we'll see how this plays out. Are y'all excited about the upcoming season? You know, Monica's not gone, but we found out Monica was pregnant. Do y'all want Monica to come back? I go back and forth. I'm going to say this. I know that people say, oh, Monica, you know, or they've had other trolls on shows, maybe not to that extent, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't feel like Monica can't be the villain and the victim. You can't cry that the ladies don't want to film with you. You can't, you were just trying to feed your family. You lost your job, but then take pictures of you holding the newspaper, burning it, and flaunting that you're reality volunteer. You got to pick one. You can't be both. And for me, when those videos were released, watching her, what's Jen Shah's address? I want to ride. I mean, what's Heather Gay's address? I want to ride by Heather's house. Her riding by Jen Shah's house. I'm going to be honest. If I was on it was one thing if she just trolled them, had an account, would make fun of them on the show, their clothes, their shoes, their hair, what have you, right? Then you get on the show. I'm sorry. It'd be one thing if she did that. And then you get on the show and we find out, oh, hey, she was a troll. To me, the riding past the house, all of that stuff, and then coming on the show, I'm sorry, I will be looking at you kind of side eye like, so now you are going to know where I live because you've been to my house for filming. Like, what if me and you go left on the show in our relationship? Then what? Do I got to worry about you riding past my house, you getting your friends to ride past my house? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if one night we're all drinking at a girls' night, we're talking, sharing things. When we go left, is that going to end up on somebody's blog? In which I know that the other housewives may have to, you know, probably consider that too. But I think Monica's was a different level for me. So I didn't care if she came back, she came back. If she didn't, she didn't. But there was just something about me that I always felt uneasy with Monica for some reason, never quite settled, right? She's beautiful to look at. She seemed fun. She come with the class backs. She would definitely do the reads talking about the people's faces and things, but the audience didn't come down on her like they would come down on Candace. But anyway, not going to go there. But so I do think I was okay with her being there and I'm okay with her not being there. But are y'all excited about the new season? Are you going to watch? Are you going to give it a try? For those of y'all that haven't, did last season make you interested in watching? Let me know your thoughts. Mary, girl, why you bugging? I hope this is not true, y'all. I just hope this is not true. Please, Lord, let this not be true. All right, y'all, let me go finish cooking my pasta. Not the type of pasta that James Kennedy was talking about a couple seasons ago on Vanderpump Rules. Not about the pasta. It's actual pasta. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.